What's up, everybody? I finally getting around to doing a video on this Dragon Ball Room news, and I know I'm late as hell. Well, I'm late as hell in terms of making a video on it, not about learning about it. I just never made a video on it, but now I am. So here I am. Um, so I'll just give my reaction, thoughts, whatever on it. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to take from it because again, I'm not really impressed too much with modern Dragon Ball. Not just like story or canon in general. Like just products and media in general. I just don't really like. I don't. I don't know. I really don't know. What I do know is that this is headed by Shueisha. So in terms of like this Dragon Ball Heroes, like, I don't think it will be a game. It'll probably be like a manga only, like one shots or comic strips here and there that you'll see in V Jump maybe. Um, so yeah, I don't think we'll get like video games or anime series with like Super GT or anything like that. But the thing that I'm still very skeptical because the thing is like ever since all the new Dragon Ball content started in 2008 with the OVA with Tarble, everything since then hasn't been it's been lackluster, horrible, or like the only good overall product that I can think of that happened in modern Dragon, like in the last 8 or 9 years, is probably Battle of Gods, and Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. I guess is another uh, story if you want to count that. No pun intended here, but minus Dragon Ball minus. So um, I don't know. I don't think I'm forgetting anything else because like episode of Bardock was ass. Katsuno is ass. Super is ass in general, though it has some good moments here and there. Um, I don't know. Dragon Ball as a franchise, I think, has just been turning. I think I saw this comment on Kanzenshuu, and I think it perfectly explains the state of the franchise as a whole right now. It's basically turning into fucking Star Wars and Yu-Gi-Oh, and I guess in a sense Pokemon, where it's just become like this full blown franchise, right? Where you have many people who are contributing their own ideas to to the series, and so like you'll have a game like Xenoverse or Xenoverse 2 where it has its own original story, yet it's not a very good story, or Dragon Ball Fusions, which apparently is a fun game, but just the concept, like 5 people doing fusion, like I don't know, that just sounds like things just sound too fan fictiony to me, like the whole Black Goku thing and Blue Super Saiyan, which I don't really like unless it's with the revival of F outfits. Um, Color scheme after color scheme, like a lot of it just kind of feels like generic and factory made, for better lack of term, and fanfic-esque, and yeah, like I said, like it's turned into Star Wars and Yu-Gi-Oh, kind of like with all like these different fucking franchises and continuities and products, and I don't like that because I think Dragon Ball was much better off before all that happened. Like think back to 2000, and I think it was 2003 when the Kanzen bonds were released. Like if Dragon Ball had just ended there, um, I that would have been fine. I mean, as much as I love Beerus and Whis and all the characters, I think I would have been okay if Dragon Ball just never had any new content. I mean, I am thankful for Beerus and Whis, and I think like like there has been some good content, like some good things that have happened because of modern Dragon Ball. Like Beerus and Whis probably being the best things about it, if you ask me. Um, but and I guess some cool new characters here and there, like Hit, and then Jocko is a character too, and his whole minus the Dragon Ball minus chapter, that was fun too. But all the retcons and all the reestablishing of rules that were made 20 years prior, like I'm sorry, I just can't imagine something like, in terms of the writing, something like that happening with like a long running franchise, like say, like what if this happens in One Piece? Imagine like Luffy can all of a sudden swim, like that would, or like I don't know, I'm just using One Piece as an example because One Piece is like a very big franchise, and it's Japanese, it's an anime and manga, so I think I can. It's kind of like in a similar state as Dragon Ball, where there's like a lot of like games and it's all by Toei in the anime. So like it's similar in that respect, but I just can't imagine like if people start rewriting, or if maybe Oda himself starts rewriting rules in like One Piece that were established like early on, like devil fruit users can swim, or all of a sudden people can have like 4 different devil fruits at once now, you know, or hockey does this. So I mean, I just can't imagine that One Piece fans would be okay with that, you know. So I guess to summarize in short, like I'm very skeptical of this Dragon Ball room. I mean, again, like the upside is that it's not anime, so it's not going to be like Dragon Ball Super, where it's going to be pandered all the time to kids. And yes, I know Dragon Ball is a kids series, I know that, but I'm talking about in the manner of flanderizing Goku's character, or making everyone cliche generic cutouts of how they were in Z. That's specifically what I mean, or making uninteresting dialogue, like with, especially with the Black Arc with Ningen and the future and the power of mortals and all that. But so yeah, the upside is like it's not Toei and it's not games, it's purely manga. So maybe we'll get something good out of it. But I mean, still, you have to. The fact that Toriyama said like he really doesn't have to do anything anymore, that makes me worry, because I mean, it makes me worry because like the writers themselves are probably going to kind of be like the guy who wrote the Black Arc. They're just gonna kind of like just make the most generic thing possible. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be very typical of like what shonen is nowadays, with like a lot of characters, a lot of, you know, like trying to establish bonds between people and all of that. A lot of like kid characters or teenage characters. I mean, I can totally see like how many shonen nowadays have like a lot of adult characters, right? That are main characters, you know. So I mean, Toriko is pretty much, and I guess Gintama were pretty much only the last ones, but I really can't think of another one. I mean, like Boku no Hero, Naruto, One Piece, like they all have like it technically, like with in the case of One Piece, they're like young adults, but you know, then you have characters like Chopper and, you know, all like these kid sort of like characters, and I don't want that to populate Dragon Ball, because I think that's what made Dragon Ball pretty successful back in the day, was that, you know, even though you had things like Goten and Trunks, like it was juxtaposed by like grown men throwing hands, for better lack of term. So I don't know, I just hope I just hope that it's, I just hope whatever we get is like organically told, because to be honest with you, like I just been thinking about my like everything that I've loved has been like ever since 2014. I've been thinking about this. I think I've just been getting shitted on in terms of like what I like to like read or watch or play. Yeah, read, watch, or play. I just been getting shitted on in terms of that since like 2014. Honestly, like fucking even now, like with Final Fantasy 15, like Final Fantasy isn't especially one of my favorite games, but I was hyped about Final Fantasy 15, and I do think it's a good game, by the way. I do. It's just that I personally, I think that the story is poor for a number of reasons. A lot of shit is off screened. Characters have too little screen time. A lot of shit. Well, I won't say a lot of shit doesn't make sense. Actually, no. I would say everything is reasonably explained, but like I do have my problems. Like I'll give you an example without spoiling. There's a main character who's the son of another character. So obviously, you know, he's male. Is the son of another character in the game, and you wouldn't know that he's that person's son, I think, unless you use the guidebook of the game. And I haven't played the full game by myself. I have played certain parts, enough of the game, and I've watched the whole story on YouTube anyway. And I spoil myself because of the leak also. So the combination of those three things, like I know the full story, and I don't think it's a bad game. I do think it's a good game. It's just that I have major problems with the story. Like, I mean, this is something that I won't spoil. Like Luna is like, or it's something I will spoil, but it's not like a story spoiler. It's more like in a sense, like a gameplay spoiler. Like Luna only has 10 minutes of screen time, you know, and especially like if you watch the ending of the game, I'm talking about like the very ending where try not to spoil. Like the change happens. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like you should know what this means, right? Like when that change happens, like that doesn't mean anything because there's not enough. The development of that relationship is not built very well because of her screen time, and because like they barely interact if at all. So, and then also, you know, another problem, like if you guys have played like a lot of Final Fantasies, like 7, 8, 9, 6, 4, 5, all of them, you would know like that the logo is generally like, well, and this is just something that I think like a true Final Fantasy tard would say, and I'm not a Final Fantasy tard, it's just something that I noticed, is like the logo of the game has no meaning whatsoever. It's of Sonus, and Sonus has nothing. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. Yeah, the logo of the game has no meaning, and verse style only shows up once, and core is kind of forgotten after the crystal stuff, and Ravis boss fight sucks. Anyway. Again, I think it's a good game. I just don't think the story is good. Alright, anyway. This is about Dragon Ball. I shouldn't be talking about Final Fantasy 15. I got caught up in shit that I was hyped about, and I've just been getting shitted on after, you know, I've just been getting shitted on in terms of the things that I like. But thank God, like, The Lost Guardian was good. So I still have to buy a PS4, and I'll probably buy that. But yeah, man, I've just been getting shitted on. So like, and like that's kind of like what spurred me to make this, because Dragon Ball Room and Super, and how I've been bitching about it, and you know, just everything in general. Like, oh fuck, man. But yeah, I hope this was a good video. I don't know. I'll have to. I'll probably just upload it anyway. But yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on Dragon Ball Room. I don't know when my next video will be, but whenever it is, I guess I'll see you guys then. Bye.